Thank you, John. A big pleasure to be here. Who is Alpha Vision? We consider ourselves a provider of home buyer engagement. Technologies that help on the website and different points of the sales process to be able to get the home buyers excited about the home that they will get and being able to generate more leads and get builders. We always said get buyers through the door at the sales center, but we know that now those are often appointments only, so there's a reality switch, which actually we feel a higher responsibility today even to support builders. So we're in business since 1993, so we've seen a lot, but although we've seen a lot, we have a lot to learn, and we're excited to see how this new normal is gonna play out and how we're going to be able to support our builders even further. So let's dig into the topics. I really appreciated John's approach. John said, Mark, why don't you give us questions that you hear in the market? And that's what I did. I compiled with our team and myself, what were the hardest questions that we get the most often from builders since the beginning of COVID-19 and to this new normal. So let's dig into it. First question, how can I compete more aggressively against used homes, resales, right? But, we like to consider them as used homes compared to new homes on online listings. Well, that's a great one. And if you notice on your, because we know most builders use Zillow Group in terms of their listings. If you look on the listing, if you look at an existing home, you often will get exactly what you would buy. It's finite. This is actually what you would get. The map, though, is outdated at least 12 months. We see that in this example here. The map shows an empty field. You can say almost a piece of dirt, right? But this community is actually probably fully developed because it's a year old. The Zillow Group ICP, what it allows to do, and we developed this in partnership with Zillow, we simply superimpose a photo of the community, the lot map, and this allows to be able to see a finished community. So we present not 12 months ago, but now in the future. And that's important because according to a study made by Zillow Group, 64% of visitors consider both resales and new, but only 9% end up buying a new construction. So resale, don't leave it to imagination. Why should we? And why competing with your fellow builder? You have a 55% there already that is left on the table because people don't see the value of a new home. The key is to show more. Next question. What small steps can I take in improving my website? Sometimes, we feel lost. What should I do? What can I do as a first step that can really provide a maximum impact? This is a good example that we did for a builder here. Home shoppers, when they go to your website, they're going straight to the home elevations. So you don't have to put a new section, a new page. That's where they zero in your website. So that's an example here with this builder. Behind the elevation, we click, and then we can do a little 360 around the house. Of course, it could be fully landscaped and photorealistic. But the reason I show this example here is that can be done by doing a low-cost 3D model, because when you skip there, it's about seeing the architecture. And also, you can even use your architect's team. We can, in our personally, with our platform, we can take a file that will be generated by architecture for no fee and just put that. So it's about taking what home buyers look for and just give them more information, show more. Another question we have a lot. I already have interactive floor plans. So what's next? And that's true. Interactive floor plans now is not a disrupting technology. The adoption curve is really a late majority. But now, what else can you do to be able to retain visitors on your website longer? Well, just a few things on interactive floor plans that can add value is a furniture planner. The benefit of the furniture planner is that the time of engagement can pass between 2 minutes to an average 9 to 10 minutes. That's what we get in our analytics. Another point also is that then your home become the tool on which buyers, the will in family, start dreaming about their dream home. They're starting to take furniture. So in our case, we have the furniture, you can change color, you can resize. You can have your significant other taking measurements and measure exactly the sofa, or go on a store, take the measurements and measure within the space how it fits. That increases engagement, but also increases lead generation because people want to save this and then you capture the lead. Moreover, when you get the analytics, you can click on the floor plan that they customize. If you see they picked bedroom 4 and 5 instead of a den, and you see that they picked bunk beds in the bedroom 4, if you follow up, if your team follows up with them, maybe a good idea to speak about school district. So that helps you to know a little bit about those leads before you contact them. Other question again about further on interactive floor plans. For Pulte Homes, what we do, we incorporate at the end of the experience of the interactive floor plan, we also have a room designer. The goal of the room designer is that when you buy a new home, the biggest value you have is the fact that you're going to be able to pick your finishes. So it could be something simple as an inspiration tool, or it could be fully connected to exactly your materials you have. But at a minimum, keep it simple as an inspiration tool. It gives them the reminder, the pleasure it will be to buy a new home and being able to make it exactly to their taste.
Hey, Marc, so it sounds like, how do your clients feel about the traffic that they're getting to their websites? It sounds like they feel like traffic's good. Now it's a question of engaging those visitors more deeply and trying to pull them along in the sales process. Is that accurate, that you're seeing a lot of demand on, I've got the traffic, now how do I engage them and take them deeper into the funnel?
Absolutely. Good question, John. Actually, if you look at Zillow traffic and HomeBuilder's traffic and our solutions, we saw a drop. We saw a drop in the month of March and April, which now has been coming back. However, why those tools are so important is that the traffic that still comes, people don't go on the website of builders just to get ideas. They have something else to think about. However, people really looking to buy a home are extremely, so the traffic is more qualified.
Right. So you've got fewer buyers in the market and you have to compete more effectively for the buyers who are there.
Exactly. And it's all about giving the product into their hands. If you know the word on the street from consumers is show me the product.
Yeah. And on the listings piece that you're working on with Zillow, I mean, are enhancing listings, is that one of the keys to boosting that traffic that's dropped a little bit? It's one of the tool sets that builders have out there, are their listings. And I guess what you've engineered with Zillow here is a way to differentiate and stand out.
Yeah, absolutely. I can give a note on this, on the Zillow Group inline community preview. So, and you can imagine the logic, because as we saw earlier, you really see the community not in the past, but now, it's more appealing. Nobody wants to go. If you see just a piece of dirt, you think you would be visiting too early. But based on the Zillow analytics, 2.4 more page views from the search map on Zillow.com when you show the community rather than an empty land, which makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But 20% also deeper, so more clicks and deeper viewing.
Yeah. So Marc, you gave us, you gave us some like first step enhancements, right? Especially on this engagement piece and getting folks deeper into the funnel. What are next steps after these first steps? These are the little victories that get you started, but what do you envision, being steps 2 and 3? And maybe you don't have slides that speak to this, but just talk to it from your experience.
Absolutely. I think after interactive floor plans, what we hear a lot is about interactive lot map. It's normal, right? You fall in love with a house, then you say, can I have a corner lot? What lot will be available? And this is well managed by builders by having phase release. So I have an example here where instead of having the traditional plot map where you add the little monopoly homes, well, when you get interactive, you can filter, you can focus on the inventory homes, for example. And another thing that we see in terms of interactive lot map that buyers love, that buyers love is the ability to show the home footprint on the lot. So you have an interactive floor plan. When you look at a home site, you can see the footprint of the home within the lot setbacks, as we see here.
Yep.
And it's used by the sales associates. If the builder elects to do so, the sales associate can move the footprint within the lot, within the setbacks.
Yeah.
And of course, it has to be confirmed by the architect. But imagine if you tell them, well, I would need 2 weeks to confirm if the home could be built this way. But if you tell them, and they have a pretty good idea, sales associates, if you tell them, they print it and they say, well, based on this, conditional to final approval, would you give a deposit? Why would you leave them shopping with other builders? You want to get them off the market. So that's another thing that we feel really helps builders these days.
Yeah. With folks shuttered in at home, are you seeing them spending more time on the website? So traffic is down, but are page views and time on the site expanding? Because, do you think that's going to persist, that they're going to continue to give more time to their searches and their research online?
Yes, I think as we said, the traffic is more qualified. And it's not only on the website, it's also in the sales presentations that sales associates have to adapt. And I must say, I'm very proud to see all the sales associates of all the builders have been adapting greatly to the social distancing. And what I'm hearing is that they were the first response, right? Having to respond to existing leads, make sure closings were happening, and they've been admirable through this process.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
So they're becoming better inside digital sellers than they've been in the past. Not everybody has the personality to do that, but some of them are adapting,
Yeah. We did, the first thing we did as a company was focus on existing customers. So I would say the first 3 weeks I spent, all I did was training sessions for sales associates, and porting our technology was already online, but porting it to be ideal for the sales associates. One thing we saw that was a big demand from builders.
Yeah.
So you see the community here, we see a closed gate, right? So associates realize that there's a lot of benefits to be able to sell remotely. Yeah. But what we add as a request is, how can you bring the physical space into the virtual space? And what we did is for most of our builders, they are or we are, because we have a backend, but we are adding photos, videos. We're thinking to have drone interactive 360s of each on-site so you can see the views. In the past, you wanted them to see that first sight, but now you want to port that online. Amenities hotspots.
So you see the salespeople becoming better partners with digital marketing, actually looking for sales enablement and digital assets that they can use and personalize, and less of a siloed digital marketing gets me a lead, but more of a collaboration with the sales folks.
A few things that we've been telling sales associates. We've been asking one of our collaborators, Mike Moore, that a lot of people know in the industry, that is a sales trainer. And I really love the perspective Mike was giving, was to say, listen, you're learning through this. Don't try to be perfect. You're learning through this. But remember, home buyers are learning through this as well. It's okay. It will be forgiving. Don't be too perfect.
Yeah.
And also the last thing is what sales associates told us is that, you had a lot of traffic at the sales center that people were just shopping for ideas. That was that or going to Home Depot.
Yeah.
Nobody is going to go through a first time Zoom meeting for an hour just to go see models. So you kind of weed out the non-qualified leads. And another thing also is that you can cater to their schedule. Sales associates realize, I don't mind from home doing a Zoom meeting at 7 a.m. or at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Take a break during the day. And I think home buyers appreciate that we can be on their schedule.
Okay, great stuff.